Okay, now we are recording. Now we are both live and being recorded on my computer. So you guys have no way to go delete the recording. So unless you pay me. So anyway, welcome to Monday, October 16th, 2023. This is our pre-Halloween edition of Dan Mack Presents Open Mic. And usually I go first, but tonight I'm not going to do that. My voice is suffering the effects of some medical treatments I had today, so I'm going to see if it improves a little bit over the next hour. And whether it does or not, I'll sing anyway, and you guys will just have to live with it, or I have earplugs for sale for those who feel the need. Anyway, so we've been having some internet connectivity difficulty with participants tonight, so the person who was going to be opening for us does not appear on the screen tonight. He was here moments ago, but he disappeared. So we will assume that he will be back on shortly. In the meantime, we are going to jump to our next person on the list, Mr. Ken Glasser, who is going to be joining us for the first time in a long time. We'd love to have you back, Ken. Glad to see you. And can't wait to hear what you got to play for us tonight.
Thank you, Dan. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. This is a song by Eric Brace, who grew up in D.C., I think. He's the front man for Last Train Home. Moved to Nashville 15 or so years ago, and he wrote this around the time of the 40th anniversary of the first moon landing. And it's a set of a gazillion questions to Neil Armstrong about that flight. It's called Tranquility Base. Tell me, Neil, what you were thinking with all of us watching you on the TV, taking small steps and giant leaps and planting the flag in a place no one had been. 238,000 and more miles away through the infinite night. The landing was tough, but you brought her down. So tell me, what did you see? Was it glorious, beautiful, frightening, or sad? You had the view that no one else had. Did you turn away from the place you call home and stare at the stars? When you stepped off the ladder, did you think of Ohio, your children, your parents, your wife? Your Panther jet brought down in Korea, did you ask, who am I to live such a life, one so glorious, beautiful, frightening, and blue? No one but you ever had such a view. And why did you call it Tranquility Base? Did everything fall into place? Oh, and on the way back, did you have much to say to Michael and Buzz there beside you? They'd done their jobs just like you had done yours. You were never much for small talk. And when you hit the atmosphere, flames, they were everywhere. Did you wonder if you'd make it through? When you hit the water out in the Pacific, you were just a speck in the blue. But still glorious, beautiful, silent and sad, you had the view that no one else had. When you headed back to the place you call home, did everything look out of place? Do you miss Tranquility Base? Did you leave something up there? Do you want to go back? Do you miss Tranquility Base? Do you miss Tranquility Base? Oh, thank you.
That's a great song, Ken. I've never heard that before. I love it.
So Eric, actually, he played it around. He comes back to the DC area, more so in the before times, of course. And I guess somebody from NASA saw it, who then, I don't know, I guess there was a video at that point. He knew somebody who was friends with Neil's son, and between all of that, they got a copy to Neil, and the response from Neil was, "That's a very fine song and very well done," but no answers to any questions. So, and that shows up. He of one of the CDs that he did with Tom Yutz and Peter Cooper, the first one. All right, this is a Tom Waits song. I think Jeremy Schumann did this a while back, and I got interested in it a couple weeks ago. There's a movie that just showed up on Apple TV called Flora and Son, and about 15 minutes in, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who's playing a guitar teacher out in California, where Flora is taking lessons from, even though she's in Ireland, sang this song. So I found one how to play this song from a guy in England and another how to play this song from a guy in Australia, and between the two of them I was able to put it together. But it's comes off of Tom Waits' first album called Closing Time, and it's called I Hope That I Don't Fall in Love with You. Well, I hope that I don't fall in love with you. Falling in love just makes me blue. Well, the music plays and you display your heart for me to see. I had a beer and now I hear you calling out to me. And I hope that I don't fall in love with you. Well, the room is crowded, people everywhere. And I wonder, should I offer you a chair? Well, if you sit down with this old clown, take that frown and break it. For the evening's gone away, I think that we can make it. And I hope that I don't fall in love with you. Well, the night does funny things inside a man. These old tomcat feelings you don't understand. Well, I turn around to look at you. You light a cigarette. Wish I had the guts to bum one, but we've never met. And I hope that I don't fall in love with you. I can see that you are lonesome just like me. And it being late, you'd like some company. Well, I turn around to look at you, and you look back at me. Guy you're with, he's up and split. The chair next to you's free. And I hope that you don't fall in love with me. Now it's closing time. The music's fading out. Last call for drinks, I'll have another stout. Well, I turn around to look at you. You're nowhere to be found. Search the place for your lost face. Guess I'll have another round. And I think that I just fell in love with you. Thanks, folks.
Thank you very much. That's one of my favorite Tom Waits tunes. I love it. Tom
He
Waits
was
is
very
also,
melodic at the beginning of his career.
yeah. I also find Tom Waits to be one of my favorite songwriters too. So, yeah, I would love to do some more of his stuff myself. The only one that I ever did was in a band. It was Old 55, which the Eagles did. So we were doing
Right.
the Eagles cover of a Tom Waits tune. So
Which he did not care for.
I can imagine. Yeah, his version is way different.
But very very well done. I mean, as I said, I was surprised, having kind of gone down this rabbit hole, to find his early songs and how beautiful they were. You know, if you
Yeah.
listen to his version of Downtown Train, you wonder how anybody else found what they did in it, which is again a wonderful song. But this one, you know, this one in Old 55, which may be on the same album or a second, I can't remember, and a bunch of others are just gorgeous.
Yeah, I like his stuff. And now that his voice has been through another couple of decades of whiskey and cigarettes, things become different. All right, so we had, for a little while there, we lost Bruce, but now Bruce is back on a different device. So I don't know that I told you that you were going to be first, Bruce, because Gordon is not joining us tonight. So you disappeared. So Ken became first. So now it is your turn if you're ready. If you're not ready, we will continue to motor along and come back to you in a minute. But you have to unmute yourself so I can tell.
Okay, I'll unmute myself, and we'll see how this goes.
Okay, is your original sound on in your new device?
I'm trying to figure out what. I'm on the Fire tablet, and I have no freaking idea how to take and be sure that's on or not.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see what it looks like. See what it sounds like.
Your sound
because
is
I have no
cutting.
freaking idea.
Your sound is cutting in and out. Let this. So maybe we can get
Go to some,
you and Mike in a chat room, and you guys can work on it together to make sure that everybody else is going to be able to hear you. Mike, can you handle doing that? Okay, beautiful. Thank you. So in that case, haha, now that it was going to be your turn to go next. So what we're going to do is go. We're just way out of order tonight. So
This is like the cheese shop sketch.
right, okay, okay. So Larry, we're gonna go directly to you.
A request.
A request, yes.
Yes. I told my sister that I was going to be early at 6:45, and then I told her I'd be early at 6:30, our time, which is about 10 minutes from now.
Okay,
could
so
somebody else-
so we should wait. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, yes, cheese shop it is. Okay. Good deal. So do I need to do something with this? Oh, no, I don't. I think I can just close that out. So, okay. Well, in that case, we're going to go one further down the line to Mr. Michael Rosson.
I'm gonna have to. No, I'll do it. I'll do it.
You
I
guys are
like-
just trying to make me go. I know. I'm not doing
Well,
it. I'm not
we're
going on
following
to
the
later.
trend.
They
the-
reached the bottom of the barrel and now they're looking under it.
Yeah. Now we need a Speaker of the House. Oh well, that's. I digress.
Go for it, Michael.
Okay, let me get rid of the budgie here. Hold on. Go on. Go fly away home.
No, you just yeah. There.
I had to. I was holding down the space bar before.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh well. The man who would be king. I'm on second tonight. It looks like. Well. Hi everybody. I'm going to do some spooky songs. Halloween and all, and you know me and my repertoire. That's I don't know, limited, shall we say. And trying to keep in the theme. These are pretty good songs, I think. So you've heard them once, you've heard them again, and they're both about, or befitting the Halloween situation. About a maid I'll sing a song, rickety-tickety-tin. About a maid I'll sing a song, she didn't have her family long. Not only did she do them wrong, but she did every one of them in. She did every one of them in. Excuse me. Her mother she could never stand, sing rickety-tickety-tin. Her mother she could never stand, and so a cyanide soup she planned. The mother died with a spoon in her hand, and her face in a hideous grin, her face in a hideous grin. One morning in a pit of peak, rickety-tickety-tin. One morning in a pit of peak, she drowned her father in the creek. The water tasted bad for a week, and we had to make do with gin, We had to make do with gin. She set her sister's hair on fire, rickety-tickety-tin. She set her sister's hair on fire, and as the smoke and flames rose higher, she danced around the funeral pyre, playing a violin, playing a violin. She weighted her brother down with stones, rickety-tickety-tin. She weighted her brother down with stones and sent him off to Davy Jones. And all they ever found were some bones and occasional pieces of skin, occasional pieces of skin. One day when she had nothing to do, rickety-tickety-tin. One day when she had nothing to do, she cut her baby brother in two and served him up in an Irish stew, and invited the neighbors in, invited the neighbors in. And when at last the police came by, rickety-tickety-tin, and when at last the police came by, her little prank she could not deny. To do so she would have had to lie, And lying she knew was a sin, a sin. Lying she knew was a sin. My tragic tale I won't prolong, rickety-tickety-tin. My tragic tale I won't prolong, and if you did not enjoy my song, if yourselves to blame if it's too long, you should never have let me begin, begin. You should never have let me begin. Thank you very much. It's a Halloween perennial around my house. It's yeah, let's see. Well, the other one was by the same spooky guy, Professor Tom Lehrer. And this one is, well, let's get away from the murder and mayhem and let's have a nice crisp autumn day and an outing. Something like this. Excuse me. Oh, I always will remember, it was a year ago, November. I went out to hunt some deer on a morning bright and clear. I went out and shot the maximum the game laws would allow. 2 game wardens, 7 hunters, and a cow. I was in no mood to trifle. I took down my trusty rifle and went out to stalk my prey. What a haul I made that day! I tied them to the fender and I drove them home somehow. 2 game wardens, 7 hunters, and a cow. The law was very firm. The law was very firm. It took away my permit, the worst punishment I ever endured. It turns out there was a reason. Cows were out of season and one of the hunters wasn't insured. People ask me how I do it, and I say there's nothing to it. You just stand there looking cute, and when something moves, you shoot. And there's 10 stuffed heads on my game room wall right now. 2 game wardens, 7 hunters, and a purebred Guernsey cow. Thank you kindly.
Exquisite, exquisite, Mr. Rosson, as usual. Thank
And
you.
scary.
And scared. Well, we're coming from the base motel. What do you expect? You know?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
sir.
is. Okay.
The last place you'll want to stay.
I have some people to say hello to out there. Nancy Perry is watching. Nancy is a wonderful singer, and we would love to get you back on the show sometime, Nancy. We miss you. And we also, Gordon Roberts. Gordon is a longtime old Stonehouse stalwart and excellent singer-songwriter in his own right, who I have yet to cajole into joining us, but maybe one day. And Dempsey Price, man, you guys, we got some old friends out with us tonight. Dempsey, love to hear you guys play sometime too. We got V3 on last week. Voices 3 came on last week. So if they can do it, you can do it. I think they're going from the same place, aren't you? Or maybe they're doing it from Donatos. I don't know. Anyway, so now, Larry, is it time for you yet, or do you need another few minutes? You have to unmute to hear.
Did.
There we go.
There
So
we go.
are you ready? Do you want to play now, or do you want to wait for a few minutes to
Probably should wait a little bit here.
Okay. Well, in that case, since Mike, oh, there's Mike Rocke. I don't know, and there's Fire Tablet, aka Bruce Hendrickson. So, Bruce, are you actually ready to play now?
Yes, I can try and play now and see what we get.
Okay. All right. Well, good. In that case, you can go for it, and we will be back sort of on track.
Yeah, right, sort of. Okay. Sorry about this. I'm not sure what's going on with this stuff.
Yeah, well,
Anyway,
since you're on a completely different device, we won't hold it against you any more than we usually do.
okay, good. Thanks a lot. Anyway, I wrote this a while back, but in as much as there's war going on, people need to be reminded. Towns and villages turned into rubble and made uninhabitable. Family hopes and dreams annihilated. Gods of war are still unsated. And you ask me what it was like. Faces of the dead haunt my every dream. I still hear the wounded scream. Amorphous parts laid into body bags. Unsure whose arms are with whose legs. And you ask me what it was like. The wails of young maidens violated, echoing unmitigated. Mothers crying, oh, starving children. Nightmares I see time and again. And you ask me what it was like. The toddlers standing near their family's dead. Specters each day and night I dread. Images of war on destruction are not drug hallucinations. And you ask me what it was like. And you ask me what it was like. Okay. Thank you. Now I'm going to turn to a song that covers a song written to David Ball, Wood Newton, and Tom Shepard called Riding with Private Malone. I was just out of the service, coming through the classifieds, and that old Chevy suddenly caught my eye. The lady didn't know the year or even if it rained, but I had $10,000 in my hand. Went way back to the corner of this old ramshackle barn, with 30 years of dust under on that great army card. When I pulled the cover off, it took away my breath, cause what she called a Chevy was a '66 Corvette. I felt a little guilty as I counted out the bills. What a thrill I got when I sat behind the wheel. I opened up the glove box when I found a note. The date was 1966, and this is what he wrote. He said, my name is Private Andrew Malone. And if you're reading this and I didn't make it home, but for every dream that's shattered, another one comes true. That scar was once a dream of mine, now it belongs to you. And though you may take her and make her your own, you'll always be private Malone. Well, it didn't take me long at all, I had her running good. I love to hear those horses thunder underneath the hood. Had her shining like a diamond, I put the brake top down. And all the pretty girls would stop and stare as I drove through town. The buttons on the radio didn't seem to work quite right, but I picked up that oldie show, especially late at night. get the feeling sometimes if I turn real quick, I'd see a soldier riding shotgun in the seat right next to me. It was a young man named Private Andrew Malone, fought for his country and never made it home. Every dream that's shattered, another one comes true. Star was once a dream of his, back when it was true. Told me to take her and make her my own. And I was proud to be riding Private Malone. One night it was raining hard, I took the curfew fast. I still don't remember much about that fiery crash. Someone said they thought they saw a soldier pull me out. Yeah, it's his name, but I know without a doubt it was a private young man named Private Andrew Malone, who fought for his country and never made it home. But for every dream that's shattered, another one comes true. This star was once a dream of his, back when it was you. And I know I wouldn't be here if you hadn't taken along. Yeah, that night I was driving alone. But thank God I was riding private alone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you for your, for those of you who don't know, Bruce is our official open mic conscience. So he's always extolling us to be better people. And we try. Okay, so next on our list, we can either have Larry or Mike Rocke. So depending on
Larry looks ready.
Yeah, Larry looks ready. So
Sure.
I want to make sure that you think that your folks are tuned in. So
Well, if you see Chris and Mark, that would be them.
well, I do not. I see Jody Morris now up there, but I don't see everybody. I don't know how it works. Some people I know that are watching that don't show up on my Facebook thing here.
Yeah.
So I don't know who is watching and who is not. If you want to wait one more, then we can.
Sure. If Mike is comfortable going and reestablishing the order,
I can do that actually. So anybody who, if they're not somebody who's already a friend or a member of the Dan Mack Presents, he won't see them. But if they put in a like or a love or make a comment, Dan will know they're there.
Okay. Okay. So I got it. Well, since Mike Rocke is always ready, he is Mr. Ready. I got to let you guys know I count on Mike for many technical things happening. He fixed this up so that we could hear Bruce tonight. He mutes me when I forget to mute myself, and gives people a spotlight when I forget to do that, and does all kinds of things that my failing memory will not allow me to do, or never did allow me to do because I didn't know about it in the first place. So I really thank Mike Rocke a great deal for his help on every single open mic that we have basically ever done. So I can't.
Don't give yourself away, Dan.
Yeah, don't give myself away. So anyway, we are welcoming Mike in his madhouse. He says, "Welcome to the madhouse," right there. So we'll assume that you have escaped and are in the company of other madmen.
Well, through the miracle of Zoom, it doesn't matter whether or not I escaped. So I'm going to do a couple of songs by Shel Silverstein, and both of them have to do with madness of women, so I figured this was a good background as any. Have you seen Amanda Blaine in the hills of Shiloh, wandering in the morning rain through the hills of Shiloh? Have you seen her at her door, listening for the cannon's roar? And a man who went to war from the hills of Shiloh. Have you heard her mournful cries in the hills of Shiloh? Have you seen her haunted eyes in the hills of Shiloh? Have you seen her running down, searching through the sleeping town, in her yellowed wedding gown, in the hills of Shiloh? Have you seen her standing there in the hills of Shiloh? Wind a-blowing through her hair in the hills of Shiloh, listening for the sound of drums, listening for the rolling drums, and a man who never comes to the hills of Shiloh. Have you heard Amanda sing in the hills of Shiloh, whispering to her wedding ring in the hills of Shiloh? Hear her humming soft and low. Poor Amanda doesn't know 'twas ended 40 years ago in the hills of Shiloh. Thanks. So, got some Halloween songs coming up at the end of the month. The band's playing at the open mics, or not open mics, the farmers markets. Probably be cold and windy, but we'll be out there. We'll be out there playing, and the market up in Fulton, Maryland, on Saturday, and then the Only Farmers and Artists Market on Sunday. So, if anybody wants to come out, we'll be out there in the cold. Actually, Sunday the 29th might be good, because you go over to the farmers market, and then about 3 miles down the road, you can go over to Lone Oak. You can see Mike and Shauna play. So, but actually, if you want to stay out of the wind, you can this Sunday. You can come down to Clear Skies Meadery. We got an open jam there, so from 2 to 5. Let's see, this other one. This is one I've always wanted to learn, and just more recently I decided I'd finally get it out and do it. morning sun touched lightly on the eyes of Lucy Jordan in her white suburban bedroom in a white suburban town. As she lay beneath the covers, dreaming of 1,000 lovers, till her world turned to orange and the room went spinning round. At the age of 37, she realized she'd never ride through Paris in a sports car with the warm wind in her hair. So she let the phone keep ringing as she sat there softly singing pretty nursery rhymes she'd memorized in her daddy's easy chair. Her husband had gone off to work and the kids were off in school, and there were oh so many ways to spend her day. She could clean the house for hours, or rearrange the flowers, or run naked down the shady street, screaming all the way. At the age of 37, she realized she'd never ride through Paris in a sports car with a warm wind in her hair. So she let the phone keep ringing as she sat there softly singing pretty nursery rhymes she'd memorized in her daddy's easy chair. The evening sun touched gently on the eyes of Lucy Jordan, on the rooftop where she'd climbed when the laughter grew too loud. And she bowed and curtsied to the man who offered her his hand and led her down to the long white car that waited past the crowd. At the age of 37, she'd finally found forever as they rode along through Paris with the warm wind in her hair.
Welcome to the madhouse indeed. Right. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Good stuff as usual. All right.
So you ready to advertise any of your own stuff?
Oh, might as well. Sure. It's about 7:45, so I don't have a particular time, but we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that before we have Larry come on and give us his gorgeous fingerstyle rendition. So that's if you listen to NPR, there's lots of people on there, lots of stations on there right now that are in their fundraising drives. So they always tell you, well, if we don't, we count on our members, the people that are listening out there to keep us alive and to send us some money. So this is the same thing that you get at least once every month or two, or twice a month for me, is to help support the virtual open mic. This is what we need to do in order to pay Verizon the extra money it takes. And it also requires me to pay Zoom the extra money for the professional quality sound system or their stuff. So anyway, this is not a free thing that I'm doing, and there's no venue that's paying me to do it anymore. So any contributions that you guys make will be greatly appreciated. And we will go back to our regularly scheduled broadcast, to the stuff that you would prefer to hear, which is not me begging for money, but rather Larry Johansen playing his fantastic fingerstyle acoustic guitar. So go for it, Larry.
Okay. Need to take the picture of the help support the virtual open mic off. There. Whoops. There we go. Not quite, but close. Can't hear you.
And let's try it again.
There you go. There we are. And I trust you can all hear me, so we'll go from there. First song I'm going to do, I've done it a few times before.
There, hold on. We can see you, but you're not moving. Your video is
Frozen?
Frozen.
On my end, I'm moving.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, he's moving for me too.
Okay. Well, maybe it's just me. Okay.
Must be.
Well.
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
Not moving for me,
He's,
but
he's frozen on my screen.
I'm glad he's moving for himself. That would be really bad.
Yeah, and he's frozen on my screen too.
Well,
my
I guess
gosh.
we'll go forward with it and hope that you will unfreeze for those of us who see you as frozen.
Is
And
the sound coming through okay?
the sound is coming through fine. Yeah, we can hear that. So we know that it's really you.
Okay,
So yeah, go ahead and go for it.
let's see what happens here.
Okay.
First song is by Leo Kottke. It's his version of Cripple Creek that he did in, where did he do this one? I think it was in Tennessee somewhere. Okay, here we go.
So it appears that we lost Larry. So we'll move forward and with our next participant, who happens to be me, and Larry will be rejoining us. I expect that his folks are out there watching him. Hopefully he wasn't frozen for them, but now he's not on for anybody at the moment. So
I think this is bad network night. I had trouble logging in, and
Yeah.
somebody else had network problems.
right.
Something going on.
We've got network problems. We got device problems. This is a couple of days too late. It was not Friday the 13th, and although we did have a Friday the 13th this month, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully, I will start to play, and I won't freeze, but maybe you will wish that I had once you hear what I got to play. So. I'll go ahead and do my set now, and hopefully Larry will be able to rejoin us and do the rest of his stuff later, because I always love hearing his fingerstyle stuff. So this is a song that I was running through some music. I was looking through a stack of music for something else that I wanted to see, and I ran across this piece. I thought, oh yeah, I was going to learn that a couple of years ago, and then I never did. So maybe I'll learn it now. So on Saturday, I picked the big car and started fooling around with it a little bit. So and then yesterday, I got to where it sounded pretty good. Then today, I had a medical treatment that just pretty much took my voice away. So we'll see if I can make the notes that see if I can sing the song that I could sing yesterday. You'll recognize it, and that's a fun tune. I don't sing it the way that you will have remembered it being sung by its originator. Sung by Cy Coleman and Carolyn Lee. Through my hair, that sly come hither stare, that strips my conscience bare, it's witchcraft. And I've got no defense for it, the heat is too intense for it. What good would common sense for it do? 'Cause it's witchcraft, that wicked witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo, when you arouse the need in me, my My heart says yes indeed, and may proceed with what you're leading me to. It's such an ancient pitch, but one I wouldn't switch, 'cause there's no nicer witch than you. Got no defense for it. The heat is too intense for it. What good would common sense for it do? 'Cause it's witchcraft, that wicked witchcraft. And although I know it's strictly taboo, arouse the need in me. My heart says yes indeed in me. Proceed with what you're leading me to. It's such an ancient pitch, but one I wouldn't switch, 'cause there's no nicer witch than you. A little bit of witchcraft for Halloween. Thank you. And usually on Halloween, I will play a couple of my own tunes. One of them is about a murder, and the other one is about some eerie, spooky things that happen in the forest. So since I only have time for one, I'm going to do the one about some eerie, spooky things. And eventually you will hear this on a recording that has been made but not all the way finished yet. And I also have to note that Matt Holsen is a participant on this tune, on the recording of this tune. He did some Irish whistle stuff, so it's very cool. Even if you don't like the song, you'll like the arrangement that Matt helped me do. So this is a tune called "Calling Me."
Spooky whistles.
Spooky whistles, exactly. Yeah. A sunny afternoon in late October. Day was fine and cool and crisp and clear. To watch the sunset golden across the heather would surely be a pleasant ride upon my dappled mare. I rode across the meadow to the woodlands, and there I spied a path I'd never seen. It beckoned with the promise of a secret as it twisted out of sight into the deeper forest green. Calling me, I hear them calling me. I can hear them whisper from the trees, calling me, softly calling me. I can hear the voices calling me. The path was far too narrow for a rider, and so on foot I followed where it led. And through the leaves I heard the sound of laughter and girlish voices rising from the clearing up ahead. As I approached, I heard them singing sweetly, but mist hung low and hid them from my view. I crept up close and saw there in the gloaming a dozen elfin maidens dancing barefoot in the dew. They called to me by name, and I drew closer. Then joining hands they circled me around. They danced in twilight darkened into midnight, as ever deeper into their enchantment I was bound. Calling me, I hear them calling me. I can hear them whisper from the trees, calling me, softly calling me. I can hear the voices calling me. The mare will journey home with empty saddle, and all will wonder where the rider be. I abide among the woodland shadows, another voice among the rest to whisper from the trees. Calling me, I hear them calling me. I can hear them whisper from the trees. Calling me, softly calling me. I can hear the voices calling me. Thank you, friends. Thank you, friends, very much. I appreciate that. Once again, apologies for the insufficient vocal quality tonight, but what are you going to do? They don't pay me enough to do anything else about it. Okay, so here we are at right around time for us to go to Mr. Rob Ficke, who has been called the golden voice by some who know, and we will leave it at that. I'll first get back to our gallery here and see if I can find him. Where did Rob go? There you are, right in the middle of my screen. Good deal. All right, well, we'll go from pewter voice to golden voice. So take it away, Rob.
Thanks, yeah. So here's a spooky song. One night as I lay on my pillow, moonlight as bright as the dawn, I saw a man come a-walking. He had a long chain on. I heard his chains a-clanking. They made a mournful sound, welded around his body, dragging along the ground. He had a long chain on. He had a long chain on. He had a long chain on. stood beside my window. He looked at me and he said, I am so tired and hungry. Give me a bite of your bread. He didn't look like a robber. He didn't look like a thief. Voice was as soft as the moonlight, a face full of sorrow and grief. He had a long chain on. He had a long chain on. He had a long chain on. I went into the kitchen, fetched him a bowl full of meat, drink and a pan of cold biscuits. That's what I gave him to eat. Though he was tired and hungry, a bright light came over his face. He bowed his head in the moonlight. He said a beautiful grace. He had a long chain on. He had a long chain on. He had a long chain on. I got my hammer and chisel, offered to set him free. He looked at me and said softly, I guess we had best let it be. When he had finished his supper, he thanked me again and again. Though it's been years since I've seen him, still hear him dragging his chain. He had a long chain on. He had a long chain on. He had a long chain on. Something a little more lighthearted, the Kenny Loggins song. People smile and tell me I'm the lucky one. We've just begun. Think we're gonna have a son. He will be like me, as free as a dove, conceived in love. Sun is gonna shine above. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with honey and everything. Bring me Gina love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything is gonna be alright. Seems as though a month ago I was big high, never got high. I was just a sorry guy. Now a smile, a face, a girl that shares my name. I'm through the game, so I'll never be the same. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey, and everything. Bring the Gina love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright. Pisces, Virgo rising, it's a very good sign. Strong and kind, and the little boy is mine. Now I see a family where there once was none. We've just begun. Yeah, we're gonna fly to the sun. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey, and everything. Bring a Gina love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright. Love the girl who holds the world in a paper cup. Drink it up. Love her and she'll bring you luck. If you find she helps your mind, better take her home. Don't you live alone. Try to earn what lovers own. Even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you, honey, and everything. Bring a Gina love. In the morning when I rise, bring a tear of joy to my eyes and tell me everything's gonna be alright.
All those parents out there. Excellent as usual. Thanks, Rob. We appreciate that. Very good stuff. That first tune, Long Channel, that was a Peter, Paul, and Mary tune from years ago, was it not?
It was, yeah, and they actually did a
Right, I
fast
remember that. Yeah,
there.
yeah. That's.
which I can't.
I think Paul might have written that tune.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he a bunch of the stuff that they did in the middle to later years was written by one or the other of them. Peter had a couple of tunes in there too, but Paul was a more prolific writer, I think. That tune that I did last time, yeah, you weren't on last time, but I did a song called "The Talking Candy Bar Blues." That's one that he wrote. So that's always a fun tune.
We had Jimmy Driftwood as the songwriter, but we'll have to check that.
For Talking Candy Bar Blues?
No, for Long Chain On.
Oh, for Long Chain. Okay, yeah, I don't know who wrote it. For some reason, I thought that Paul did, but you are probably right. If it's attributed to somebody else, it was just my imagination. So, but it was great to hear you sing it tonight, Rob. So
Okay,
very cool.
thank you.
We are going to try to get Larry on again, and hopefully, the internet will be kind to us. I do have to say hello to a couple people that I haven't said hello to yet. Rebecca is watching, I guess, along with Dempsey, perhaps on a different device because they came separately here. And Stephen Ekstrom is watching. Elaine Zimmerman, and I think that's who you were waiting for, was it not, Larry?
No, but that's
No?
okay.
Okay. And Bob Hallwig is also, but he said that the sound crashed on his computer, so I don't know if he's actually still out there or not. But we thank him for making the effort to join us. Always do. Okay, so let me spotlight Larry and mute myself.
And question, did anything that I did before get through, or?
Yeah, the first maybe 20 seconds or so, I think. Something like that.
I'll start from the top then.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but you got to do everything all over again. If
Gee.
you played both of your tunes, you got to do them again. Just consider that a practice session.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, here we go. The first one was on the 12th string is Leo Kotke's Cripple Creek. So here we go.
Well, it seems like we are having really a lot of difficulty getting Larry to have an internet connection that works. So that's a shame. We will try to get his next tune in when he comes back. So I will. He may not even know that he's gone. So, but he should
yet,
be
I'm
able.
sure.
He should be able to figure it out, because if there's no applause after his excellent playing, then you know that nobody's there listening. So, well,
I just got a internet is unstable notice. So, and I'm in Baltimore, so there may be some
Okay.
kind of
yeah, Matt, you just froze.
Yeah, it seems to be some general mischief.
Yeah. Well, why'd they pick tonight? That's a drag. well, we will hope that Larry rejoins us, and we'll get his second tune when he comes back. In the meantime, however, it is time for us to go to Canada, and maybe Canadian internet is going to be more stable than American internet is tonight. So, Gaye Zimmerman-Huycke, you're on. Now, there is another Zimmerman watching tonight. Is that a friend of yours, or? Yes.
Elaine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, so you got company out there. That's good. Okay. Well,
That's great.
so if you do what you did, a sound check, everybody's going to be thrilled. So including.
All right. So let me try that. I haven't done it on this guitar, and this is a fairly new guitar to me, but we'll just forge on forward.
Whatever you want to play, we will love. I know. So go ahead.
Thank you.
Go for it.
All right. Blues on the ceiling and into my head, dripping off the walls onto the floor and under my bed. Blue light across the street blinking off and on. I've been so lonely ever since you've been gone. Well, I never get out of these blues alive. I'll never get out of these crazy blues alive. Blues keep on fooling with my weary head. Cocaine couldn't numb the pain, I'd have been better off dead. Blue light's gone, now at last I can sleep. The better the blues, you know, the longer they keep. Well, I'll never get out of these blues alive. I'll never get out of these crazy blues alive. Love has always been a dirty four-letter word to me. Well, I was into the blues as deep as could be. Blue was all I could see. Hanging my head in blue misery. The stronger the blues, you know, the better they keep. Well, I never get out of these blues alive. I'll never get out of these crazy blues alive.
Yeah.
This is thank you. That was one of the very first songs I learned a long time ago when I started learning guitar, and I'm glad I still have parts of it in my brain. This is a song I wrote, I guess, a few years ago. Let's see. Way up north, where it's cold and it snows, a new little baby is just 2 months old. If that baby gets lonely, that baby gets sad, we wrap the baby up in buffalo plaid. Hey, hup, hey, my little darling, my dear. Hey, hup, hey, my baby. Now if that baby can't sleep in the still of the night, we wrap the baby up and go look at the moonlight. Someone will hold them, make them feel glad. Wrap the baby up in buffalo plaid. Hey, hup, hey, my little darling, my dear. Hey, hup, hey, my baby. Hey, hup, hey, my little darling, my dear. Hey, hup, hey, my my baby. And where did it come from? Where did this begin? The red and black plaid that we wrapped the baby in. Here's the story. A buffalo trader, McCluskey his name, came to the west to find fortune and fame. Homesick, remembered a kilt of his dad's, traded it for buffalo, now it's buffalo plaid. Hey, hup, hey, my little darling, my dear. Hey, hup, hey, my baby. Hey, hup, hey, my little darling, my dear. Hey, hup, hey, my baby. Way up in Canada, where it snows half the year, sometimes that snow goes right up to your ears. Could be the grandma, could be the dad who wraps the baby up in buffalo plaid. Hey, hup, hey, my little darling, my dear. Hey, hup, hey, my baby. Hey, hup, hey, my little darling, my dear. Hey, hup, hey, my baby.
Thank you, Gaye. That was a cool tune. Where'd that come from?
I wrote it.
You wrote it. Well, you
It's-
should have announced that, or maybe you did and I didn't hear you. So
It's in the style of Ottawa Valley music, and I know Mike's heard me do Log Driver's Waltz, which is a song that was done by Kate and Anna McGarrigle, and is in the Log Valley in the Ottawa Valley style. So, and because the Ottawa Valley was where the British Navy came, too much history, to take all the tall pines for their navy. So you've seen the pictures of the log rollers. So that's right. Ottawa Valley.
And I've heard you do Buffalo Plaid once or twice.
Yeah, I bet you have.
That's a very cool tune. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
It sounds like a traditional old time tune, like written by Trad and on. So
and so now every baby that gets born that I know about gets a Buffalo Plaid quilt.
Oh, yay. Excellent.
Thanks.
Well, very cool. Okay, so we had Larry back on again. Oh, now he just says he thinks he'll forego tonight. Sigh. Bummer. Well, you sure you don't want to try your second tune, Larry? I mean, what's the worst that could happen is that you go away again.
I go away again, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
So-
I'll come back.
So what we'll do, the Kotke tune was pretty close to the end, I think. So since we have the first 20 seconds of it twice, we'll just tack that onto the end and call it a whole song.
That's fine.
So,
Okay.
So yeah, because I want to hear that other tune too. So
Okay.
it sounded good in sound check. So we'll hope it will continue to stick with us tonight.
Yep. Hopefully the gremlins will keep things okay.
So you will know if you get to the end of the tune and there's no applause, you'll know that you got lost again. Because I was just saying that's it. That's the
what
thing.
just happened. I got
Yeah.
to the end of it because I wasn't paying attention to you guys when I was playing,
Yeah.
particularly.
Why would you? I wouldn't pay attention to us anyway. But
Okay. Well, the next tune is one that I came away from Swannanoa with. Mark Hansen, the instructor, was doing some of the music that was performed by John Renborn. And this is a piece that he has done several times, though it was actually written, I think, a couple centuries earlier by a gentleman by the name of Claude Gervais. The name of the tune is called Bransley Gay. And I need to let you know I have a little bit of a challenge here because sometimes if I don't get the timing exactly right at the very beginning, it's all done. So if you hear me counting off the beat at the very beginning, I want to make sure I get it in right. So here we go. And this is Brantley Gaye, as arranged by Mark Hansen, though I think it says transcription of John Renborn. Okay. And I made it through the whole thing. And it didn't disappear.
Yeah, you made it to the whole thing didn't disappear. That's right. That's when we are so glad. That's a fun little tune.
Oh, it's a really nice little piece. Yeah. Yep. Good. Thank you all very much, and thanks for being patient with my internet hiccups tonight.
Well, you're not the only one. There have been a lot of them tonight. So,
well, a couple of observations. Right before I did the thing, Zoom updated their client, and also while I was doing my sound check with you, Windows decided to.
We will never know what Windows decided to do.
Yeah, they don't want you to know.
That's right. They were listening
I understand.
in.
I love
It's
Windows
not
myself.
Elon Musk's fault after all.
Yeah.
I love Windows myself.
Microsoft.
Yes, Windows is great. Windows is great.
Windows is great, absolutely.
Wow.
I just try not to get
Do
too close
believe
to
in
them when
spooks, I
certain
do, I
people
do.
are around, you know.
Oh my. Wow, what a night. This definitely is an enchanted, spooky night. Although not for the reasons we were expecting. So now it is time for us to turn the stage, such as it is, over to Bill Anderson, who is in his basement, which is the perfect place for spooks. Right? Is that the truth? No.
It's a basement, all right. I don't know about spooks, but it's a basement. We used to have a cat named Spooks.
Well, there you go.
Here's the weird thing. That cat lived 15, 16 years and then died, and I was with it when it died. It was kind of odd watching a creature actually breathe its last. And I probably shouldn't have done this, but I buried it in the backyard. And 2 nights later, I swear I saw that cat scratching at my back door, and I'm not kidding. And I went over to look at it; it was gone. But that cat was there. I don't believe in ghosts, but I believe in the spooks came back to haunt me.
Well, it's a perfect setup for whatever you're going to play.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any Halloween songs. Sorry, I'm going to do.
You could have played The Cat Came Back. I mean, yeah.
I could, with a little different twist on it. Huh?
Right.
The cat's ghost came back. No, I'm going to do. I was inspired by Ficke and his lovely finger picking on that Kenny Loggins tune, wasn't it? The second one. Anyway, so I'm going to do a finger picking tune myself by Allison Krauss in Union Station called Restless. Honey, I know you've been alone some. Why don't you fool some? 'Cause I love you. Honey, I know I've been away some, I've had to pay some, you have too. The one thing I know is when I turn out the lights, visions of you, dear, dance in the night. I've been put down, pushed around, apprehended and led downtown, and I can't help it if I'm out of sight, 'cause I'm restless tonight. I just can't stand being alone. Gonna have to change that someday. There's a restless feeling in my bones, and I know that at times it just won't go away. So if it's the same, honey, can't take the blame, baby. Can't play this game, honey. What's true is true. But if in the end the temptation wears you thin, honey, I'll just pretend that I'd leave it up to you. But one thing I know is when I turn out the lights, visions of you, dear, dance in the night. I've been put down, pushed around, apprehended and led downtown, and I can't help it if I'm full of fight, 'cause the one thing I know is when I turn out the lights, visions of you, dear, dance in the night. I've been put down, pushed around, apprehended and led downtown, and I can't help it if I'm out of sight, 'cause I'm restless tonight. Thank you, thank
Tell
you.
us again where that song came from.
That's Alison Krauss and Union Station.
Thank
So if any of you are Alison Krauss fans like I am, I think she and Linda Ronstadt have the most beautiful female voices of any singers I've ever heard. I just love listening to her. If only I could sing like her, that would be great. So it's on an album that came out maybe 10, 12 years ago, some time ago. All right, sticking with drop D. It's possible that drop D may be the most blood-curdling key in history. I don't know. If you're afraid of it, then I have succeeded in giving you a Halloween scare. Hang on a second. It's a song you probably have heard, I suspect, by some guy named Michael Jackson. She's out of my life. She's out of my life. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. I don't know whether to live or to die. And it cuts like a knife. She's out of my life. It's out of my hands. It's out of my hands. To think that for 2 years she was here, I took it for granted. I was so cavalier. Now that's where it stands. She's out of my hands. Now I know that love's not possession. Now I know that love won't wait. Now I know that love needs expression. But I love of my life. She's out of my life. Damned indecision, cursed pride. I kept my love for her locked deep inside, where it cuts like a knife. She's out of my life. She's out of my life. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Beautiful, beautiful. So now I have a question for you. You come up with these really gorgeous arrangements of tunes, and just now it looked like you were reading a chart of some kind. How do you determine which? Do you get a chart and then alter it? How do you do this? What's your?
It's not a chart, just simply lyrics. My poor old brain cannot handle lyrics anymore like I used to, so I have cheat sheets for lyrics. But no, I don't use a chart, Dan. I just start picking around on the guitar till I find unusual fingerings or chordings, and then kind of piece the song together. And I don't know if there's any real secret to it, other than I've discovered the magic of open strings. And if anybody else wants to get some really unusual chords going, pick a finger up and see what it sounds like.
Right.
And it's really interesting what you can get with that. Got lots of unusual sounds out of it. So that's some of what was going on there.
Well, yeah, it always sounds good, and the tunes that you pick and the arrangements that you make of them are always lovely. So when I saw that paper in front of you, I thought, oh, he's got a chart. Maybe he goes out and he finds the music and then says, okay, I want to change that chord and I'm going to change that chord, and I play through it, and now I'm going to fix it up. But you get it all you start with the words and then you figure everything else out on your own. So that is even more impressive. So
yep, no
chart.
I've
played with Bill. And that's the thing is, he'll sit down here, he'll start playing. Here, play along with me. And he's got the sheet in front of him. I look over his shoulder. It's like, I have no idea what you're playing, but there's lots and lots of lyrics.
That's when you go for just playing single note fills, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, again, thanks again, Bill, for your marvelous contributions as always.
Well, no problem, Dan. I love playing here. You know what I do love about this, frankly, is as Rob discovered fingerpicking. When you play at an open mic, it's really hard to do fingerpicking songs. They just don't cut through the noise and everything. And so the really good thing about this venue is I can get out my songs like that one that nobody would even hear if I played it in a lot of open mics. And I can crank that thing up on the Zoom. And so, Dan, thank you very much for making this venue available and for keeping it going even after you didn't need to anymore, because we were all out playing. I think it's a wonderful opportunity
for
us softer players.
Yeah, well, I remember when you would come to Stonehouse or to the other place, and your voice was always soft, and I could never get your voice loud enough without it feeding back. So this is perfect because we are in control. We think.
And I'm on my condenser mic here too, which is much better than a dynamic mic for picking up soft voices. So can't do that in an open environment either.
Right. Well, that's very cool. Now, if I ever do go back out again and start doing some live stuff, I am probably going to get a mic that is used by the milk carton kids and some other folks called a trumpet mic. And it's going to be just one mic. It picks up everything. So it's pretty cool. It's a condenser, but it has a real big diaphragm, so it gets everything. They use that and nothing else for the two of them, and you can hear everything. And I've played through it at their workshops, and it's lovely. So, But one of these days, if I ever do get back out there, that's what we'll all be using. But I'll have to first buy it and first find a place to get it back out there at and get over whatever is keeping me from going out right now. So anyway, enough of that stuff. And it's time for us to turn it over to Mr. Rob Gould, who is getting out there, because I see that he's getting out there all the time. And one of these days I'll get out there and have a listen to your performances. So, but by the way, if anybody is playing out, like Mike Rocke was telling us earlier, please do let us know where you're going to be, when you're going to be there, and all that good stuff. And you can feel free to post it on the Dan Mack Presents open mic page in case we don't happen to catch whatever it is that you're saying right now. So with all that, with all that further ado that I just did, we'll turn it over to Rob Gould.
Hey, hi everybody. So first, I just want to say that I'll tell you a story because Bill reminded me about this idea of getting out, and we're getting out again, and the idea of finger picking at open mics and the rest. And so again, I want to recommend, if people can travel a little bit and get down over the amazing American Legion Bridge of ours and go to Reston. The Folk Club of Reston meets on Tuesdays, and it's a place where you can do finger picking, and everyone's going to listen to your tune and appreciate it. And this, I know I've told you how pleased I was that this group responded so nicely to this new song of mine that I did it a few times already for you now, called Army of Devils. But the cool thing about it was that because of your encouragement, I did play that out at the Folk Club of Reston. So it was, I don't know, 40 people or so, or give or take, all listening to this very quiet tune. And it was great. It's a good listen, and they gave it and really responded nicely. And I was very confident in it because of you. So thanks a lot for that. And I don't have any really spooky songs or anything to share tonight, but in fact, the only really scary thought I have in my head right now is Jim Jordan, Speaker of the House. That's a scary thought for Halloween. But other than that, I don't have a song. But I thought tonight I'd play a couple of my songs that I was going back and listening to, sort of some of the original, like, rough recordings I made of songs that ended up being on my album, and it was really interesting to hear, like, what the songs sounded like as I was writing them, first writing them, and how they evolved once we got in the studio. And so I'll play a song that's on the album, it didn't sound like that when I listened to the rough. So I'll play it like I played it on the rough when I originally wrote it. And it was a finger picking. Silence is the price of not saying things out loud, and silence makes it awkward to remain. But let me reassure you, it's not for being proud, that from being more revealing I refrain. I'll go, I won't take up your time, babe. If you wanna be alone, won't lay my fears on the line, babe. I'll just feel them on my own, on my long walk home. Now a show of desperation situation is never looking good. It only tends to scare people away, or make 'em act meaner than otherwise they would, trying to keep the craziness at bay. I'll go, I won't take up your time, babe. If you wanna be alone, won't lay my fears on the line, babe. I'll just feel 'em on my own, on my long walk home. Now there's a side of me that I don't want to show, of how frightened I can be that you might let me go. So I'll pretend it's just another day, and somewhere someone waits for me, and wave a cheery hand as I go on my way, and hope tears in my eyes you never see. I'll go, I won't take up your time, babe. If you wanna be alone, won't lay my fears on the line, babe. I'll just feel 'em on my own, on my long walk home, on my long walk home. On my long walk home. So that's like the folky version of it. So I'll just finish with a song I've played for you before, but I know it's a song that that Dan likes, so I'd like to sing it when I'm with you guys. And it's called "I'll Stay With You." When you're feeling low and have no place to go, well, honey, you should know I'll stay with you. When they forget your name, or say that you're to blame, well, honey, just the same, I'll stay with you. Well, hearts always wonder when push comes to shove, what are the limits of our until your tears are cried and you regain your pride. I'll be right by your side. I'll stay with you. I'll stay with you. I'll stay with you. Thank you.
Yeah, I like that song. I like it very much, and it never fails to choke me up too, Rob. So thanks for playing it right before I have to come on and talk again.
That's great. My pleasure. I started to write a song. I mean, I haven't finished it yet, but it is the first verse of it is, I'm going to show you all the sunny side of me. And I'm going to show you all how happy I can be. If you're crying to my song and you start to hum along, then you're on the sunny side of me.
Oh man, yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'll let you know when that one's done.
Right. That's that. I
That
always
sounds like
love-
it might be a good song.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has potential. It's a good blues tune.
Yeah. Well,
Take that, Merle Haggard.
Yeah.
Well, it is coming down to our witching hour before we turn into pumpkins. We have our last performer is going to be Matt Holsen, and but before Matt starts, I do want to thank everybody for being so patient with us tonight, whether it's here with our set of performers or out there in Facebook land. The internet has been given several of us big difficulties tonight. So fortunately, we have managed to make it through more or less unscathed, and hopefully the scathing will not begin again until after Matt's done. So, so in that case, I will turn it over to Matt Holsen, and thanks, and happy Halloween, everybody.
Let's see, I think I have a Halloween song. I'll try that one if I can remember what key it's in. I'll do it after this one, but hopefully while I sing this one, I'll remember what key I play that one in. This is one that that I just learned. Actually, this will be the first time I've ever sung it. It's by Atahualpa Yupanqui, whom I've become very interested in recently. He wrote another song that I've done for many years, and this is one of the most amazing protest songs I've ever heard. So, if you'll indulge me, let me read the translation first. It's called Preguntitas sobre Dios, little questions regarding God. And it says, one day I asked, "Grandfather, where is God?" My grandfather became sad and said nothing in response. My grandfather died in the fields without prayer or confession, and the Indians buried him, cane, flute, and drum. With time, I asked, "Father, what do you know about God?" My father grew serious and said nothing in response. My father died in the mine without a doctor or protection. The boss's gold has the color of miner's blood. My brother lives in the mountains and doesn't know a single flower. Sweat, malaria, and snakes is the life of the woodcutter. And let no one ask him if he knows where God is. Such an important gentleman has never come by his house. I sing along the roads, and when I'm in prison, and by the way, he was in prison for his songs, at least twice, I sing along the roads, and when I'm in prison, I hear the voices of the people who sing better than me. There is a matter on this earth more important than where is God, and that is that no one should spit blood so that another may live better. God watches over the poor? Maybe yes, maybe no. It's certain that he has dinner at the boss's table. Let's see. I'm still using a cheat sheet on the lyrics.
That's powerful, Matt. Thank you.
Un día yo pregunté, abuelo, ¿dónde está Dios? Un día yo pregunté, abuelo, ¿dónde está Dios? Mi abuelo se puso triste y nada me respondió. Mi abuelo murió en los campos sin rezo ni confesión. Y le enterraron los indios, flauta de caña y tambor. Y le enterraron y con tambor. Al tiempo yo pregunté, Padre, ¿qué sabe Dios? Al tiempo yo pregunté, Padre, ¿qué sabes de Dios? Mi padre se puso serio y nada me respondió. Mi padre murió en la mina sin doctor ni protección, color de sangre minera tiene el oro del patrón. Color de sangre minera tiene el oro del patrón. Mi hermano vive en los montes y no conoce una flor. Mi hermano vive en los montes y no conoce una flor. Sudor, malaria y serpientes es la vida del leñador. Y que nadie le pregunte si sabe dónde está Dios. Por su casa no ha pasado tan importante señor. Por su casa no ha pasado tan importante señor.
We'll wait.
Y cuando estoy en prisión, oigo las voces del pueblo que cantan mejor que yo. Hay un asunto en la tierra más importante que Dios, y es que nadie escupa sangre pa' que otro viva mejor. Es que nadie escupa sangre pa' que otro viva mejor. Dos veras por los pobres, que es tal vez sí, tal vez no. Es cierto que almuerza en la mesa del patrón, pero es seguro que almuerza en la mesa del patrón. It's like, this is a guy, by the way, who grew up He grew up, his father was like a mule skinner. And for about 10 years, he made his living doing basically delivering stuff on muleback to places that could only be reached by mountain paths. It was a way you did business, you know, and he did that. And then he wrote a whole bunch of songs, and then he learned to read.
I think Matt should not do his video so he has a chance to do the audio.
That's a good idea. When he comes back, we'll tell him. Matt, can you hear us?
What? Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. You freeze a few times, so the scathing has returned.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So Rob's suggestion was maybe cut the video so the audio doesn't drop out. I don't know if that's going to really make any difference, because I can see right now your internet is yellow. It went to red for a while, and then you dropped out, and then came. So I don't know. I don't know.
How long was I gone?
Oh, seconds, long enough for me to at one point begin to say, we'll wait for Matt to start again, and then you started right then. So it was, 5 or seconds or something like, maybe, I don't know. When there's silence, it always seems like longer.
Okay. Well, I can turn off the video.
Yeah,
Actually, Matt, I would
can.
suggest turn off the incoming video first. That uses the
How do you
most
do that?
So up there on the right-hand corner where it says View,
View, yeah.
you should be able to stop incoming video.
I see hide self view,
Right.
hide non-video participants,
Yes.
or full screen. Those are the only things I see.
Oh, you don't
there.
have it then. Okay, you must have an older version of Zoom then.
Well, I updated mine supposedly today, and I don't have it either.
Oh,
There is a setting under
maybe it's a video setting then.
video options that gives you the choice to stop incoming videos. So if you go into video settings,
Why don't I?
Yeah.
I've been
scroll
stable
down.
now, right?
Yeah, we'll
Why
worry
don't I
about it
just
another time.
do it and hope for the best?
Okay, so and if you cut out, we'll just wait until you come back in again.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to dock my pay.
Ha, that's what you think.
You try. I think that's mathematically impossible.
Right. Okay, and that was a great tune, by the way. It's
Yeah,
I really like it.
That's a powerful tune.
It sure is. Yeah, and thanks for giving us the translation first. It made my Spanish better when you were singing it, because I could then understand the words.
I figured a lot of people know enough Spanish that they can follow if they have a clue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's great. Thanks. All right, take it away.
Okay, let's see. This is by my friend Doug Skinner. I think I sang it once before here. It's called Now That I Am Dead. Now that I am dead, they gather round the bed and say, he's passed away. They rifle my pockets and they divvy up their haul. I find it a bit of a shock, it's such a breach of protocol. They have a drink and chat, and someone takes his hat and puts it on my head for a gag. They prop me up for photographs and really have a load of laughs, and then it's time to put me in the bag. They drag me to the car through gravel, grit, and tar, and bunk me on the trunk. Our new destination is the funeral salon. I'd wanted a simple cremation, but my hopes of that are gone. They stop along the route, the school is just let out. Spectacular, but this does not improve my self-esteem. I did not expect this show of utter disrespect from friends and family. Hud Customs still maintains that one should treat the last remains a bit less hammily. It's true, but there's not a lot that I can do. Painted and preserved, my lips bizarrely curved, I rest to be assessed. The suit that I'm wearing is a polyester plaid. It's somewhat in need of repairing, but I guess it's all they had. A preacher now begins to itemize my sins and trumpet his creationist views. To follow this debacle, well, the organ plays some Bach-a-bell, and then they drop the coffin in the ooze. Dust on to dust, ash on to ash. Why can't they just show a little more panache? So, that's by Doug Skinner. Doug has had a pretty solid career. He lives up in New Paltz, New York now, where he does translations of untranslated French writers from the 1920s and teens and Dada stuff. He's become like the expert on that. But for a long time, he was a musical director for Bill Irwin. And I knew him because he was my stand partner in the DC Youth Orchestra.
Excellent. And what was your instrument?
Cello.
Cello. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. A man of more talents than we will ever know, Mr. Matt Holsen. Thanks, everybody.
Hopefully more than you'll ever know.
Right. Yeah, you'll keep us guessing. So thanks a lot, Matt, and thanks to everybody for your patience in our internet glitches tonight. Hopefully that will not be happening next time, which next time, by the way, is not 2 weeks from now, as it normally is, because we have 5 Mondays in October. The next Monday in November is whatever the first Monday in November is. I don't remember the date. But whatever that is, that's the next time we will be here. So that'll be
the 6th.
The 3 weeks. Yeah, the 6th. Thanks, Matt. It'll be, instead of 2 weeks, it'll be 3 weeks out from today. So, and the good thing about that, as far as I'm concerned, is that it will be not on a day that I have to go in for treatment. So I hopefully will not be as fuzzy as I was tonight. So anyway, thanks again, you guys. It's always great to have everybody here. We hope to see Gaye again sooner than later, and I will send you reminders if you want. Yeah.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be in this group. Thank you so much.
Well, we can thank you only so much because there isn't any more than that.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, guys. Well,
thanks.
Any way you sound, Dan, is good enough for us.
Oh,
Yes.
Thank you. We'll try it again in 3 weeks from now on November the 6th. And thanks for being here, and thanks for being out there. And we'll see you all next time. Good night,
Have a
everybody.
safe Halloween, everyone.
Right.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.